morning, everybody. Welcome to the Rogues Gallery. I hope that you are having a spectacular day wherever you are. I haven't seen anything about tsunamis this morning, so hopefully that has died down out in the Pacific part of the world. But boy, howdy, there's a lot of snow falling. And so far, knock on wood, I still have power. So we're here, and we're going to leave this world and go to space instead. Let me say hello to the people that are here. Hi, Puddleglum! Leon Doodles, thank you so much for the raid and for bringing over the people from your channel. Welcome, everybody. I'm Rogan27, and this is my channel, and on Sundays we play Mass Effect, so that is the plan. And yes, Sportico, thank you for dropping that, it's called a shout-out. That's the word. Thank you for dropping the shout-out for Leon. Do give Leon Doodles a follow over at their channel, which is linked right there in the chat. Conveniently so. Mobius and Key Squared, hi. You were mapping. I would be curious what you were mapping. Unless that was a typo, in which case you could just say so. But mapping sounds really cool. Let's see, who else? I don't know if I missed any. Geek Outs! Hi, Geek Outs! Yes, side questing is happening today. Did I see Free League's announcement about, this cyberpunk thing, the Blade Runner RPG coming out in 2022? Is that the one? Yes, I did just see it. I have not read, like, details, but I have seen it. Already a hydrate. Okay. Presently I have the end of a caramel-colored carbonated beverage, that I will finish. Oh, it's coming next week! You're preparing the ruined fort your D&D players are going to encounter a manticore in. Awesome! No, I just, like, I read it as mapping and thought, that's really cool, and then I thought, maybe they meant napping. But mapping is really, really cool. I have tried doing mapping, and it is hard. Harder than one would anticipate. Because it needs to have an element of natural randomness to it, but also make sense, and be functional for what you're doing it for. And so the very first game that I ever DM'd, I over-prepared for, which involved drawing many things, and I am not by any means an artist who draws things, but I needed visuals for myself, because I can't picture things in my head, and so the only way that I can get a concept and be able to describe it, like, well enough for people to understand what they're seeing in a scene is for me to draw it. And so I had prepared, like, potential encounter maps and things like that, and I drew the entire village map for the place that they were going, where they were going to first encounter the facehuggers. Because it was D&D 5e, and they were all playing. They could play basically any class they wanted, but I did steer them towards things that had decent ranged combat abilities and stuff like that, because they did not know. They just knew that they were all working for a guild, and that they had been sent on a mission. What they didn't know, and did not find out until after the reveal, was that the guild they worked for was named Weyland-Yutani, and was actually an off-world endeavor, because a spacecraft had crashed on this fantasy-level technology world many, many years before, and a recent new crash landing on the world had deposited aliens on the planet. So they were regular D&D characters with regular D&D abilities going up against facehuggers and aliens from the Aliens franchise. And I ran that game 1 week before Free League released the Alien RPG. Yes, Raining Rue. Aphantasia. I cannot picture things in my head. It's not possible. That egg looks interesting. Yeah. There was a cable car that took them up to the remote region on the mountain where the ship had crashed. I had an NPC that was a representative of the guild that was going along with them that turned out to be a synthetic that attacked them all while they were on the ship. At least 2 of them got facehuggers grasping onto them and implanted them, but one of them had greater restoration and was able to remove the facehugger's implanted embryo using greater restoration, which I thought was pretty cool. So, oh my god, facehugger dragon. Yes. Mobius, that would be amazing. Oh, go ahead. It was, I found a really, really good, I would have to dig, it's been a couple years, but I was able to find a very well thought out and well balanced facehuggers and the regular like bull aliens and alien queen and like all of the different evolutions of the aliens. I was able to find stat blocks for them that had been homebrewed, and I found a couple different versions, but there was one set that was just like, this is really, really well done. And that is what I used for the alien stats. And it was fun. And they struggled. They managed to get through. They found the nesting area. They defeated the synthetic, who to them ostensibly was a character that had the same stats as them and was basically just me playing an NPC alongside them. But then once he revealed himself to be the duplicitous synthetic, was actually a character that was at least 3 levels above them. And so they had an interesting fight with him. His mission was different. I had a layout, a 3-floor layout of a spacecraft for them to go on. They managed to get most of the stuff. I think they found a nuclear device, and of course they were, fantasy tech level people, so they didn't understand nuclear devices and all of the technology on the ship, but they were able to get it armed and escape through an escape pod that ejected them out of the ship, and they managed to get halfway down the cable car before the nuclear bomb went off and blew up the ship. They crashed to the ground in the cable car, traversed back to the remote mountain village that they had started the encounter from, and discovered everyone was dead and the aliens had escaped the ship. And that was where the session ended. It was a one-shot and it was so much fun. It was the first time that I ever DM'd anything. And it was a lot of fun. Nuclear Bomb is a really pissed off fireball. So it was, if I was gonna do something alien related again, I would probably run the actual Alien RPG from Free League because I have it and it's amazing. But I really enjoyed, I had been thinking about that one shot for at least a year before I finally decided I was going to run it. And then I spent so much time preparing. I was very over-prepared for it. But it was a ton of fun. And it was just a matter of getting a decent stat block for the aliens themselves. That was the hardest part. And that was some Google searching to find other people who had homebrewed the stuff because I had never DM'd before. I was definitely not ready to build my own stat blocks for monster. And I kind of had... The reason I say it was overprepared was I had kind of scripted a path that they would follow, but I also feel like for a one-shot that is somewhat necessary to have a somewhat defined path. Yeah, they could veer off of it if you want, but a clear objective, a defined path that you can find ways to nudge them back onto works best for keeping a one-shot a one-shot. If you allow for full freedom and flexibility in a one-shot, there is every chance that they don't find what they're supposed to find. The other thing is, if there's so I started them at one location and then they needed to get to a second location as part of it. I would probably cut that out if I was doing it again, because I've learned more about how to design a good one-shot, and basically start them at the entrance to the dungeon that they are supposed to conquer is a good way to go. But I wanted the reveal because they didn't know they were going to be playing aliens and stuff. Yeah, rails help one-shots. 1 second. I could feel the sneeze, and it just wouldn't come. So I would probably shorten that travel time of them having to start at the village and then go through the cable car. And they were attacked by an alien while they were on the cable car. That was a fun encounter. But the initial battle was in like the town's clinic area, and they were attacked by facehuggers in the clinic area. Oh, they were attacked by a chest burster in the clinic area too. And then they were attacked by just one of the regular soldier aliens while they were on the cable car. And then they got to the ship, and that was where like the android revealed itself, and yeah, it was a fun time. Yes, I love the mixture of tech and magic. That is just wonderful for me. I don't know if it's because I think it might be because when I was a kid, what actually got me into long form narrative was the Shannara series by Terry Brooks, which, if you start with the first book, like The Sword of Shannara, which he has admitted is just a literal retelling of Lord of the Rings, you don't get the tech and magic mix. But I started with the Heritage of Shannara series, and the first book in that is the Scions of Shannara, and that tetralogy, Scions, it's Scions of Shannara, Druid of Shannara, Elf Queen of Shannara, and Talisman of Shannara, I think is the fourth one. That tetralogy is where you first really get that sense that, oh wait, this world, this fantasy world, is actually Earth in the future post-apocalypse. This is a fantasy world with magic, but it's Earth in the future post-apocalypse, and there are remnants of technology. And as his world develops over the course of the many, many trilogies and whatnot that are in the Shannara series, you really get that sort of mixture of magic and tech, and the tech is dangerous and everybody's afraid of it, but they're slowly starting to rebuild it. They eventually get airships and things like that. But the tech itself is dangerous, and it was what caused the apocalypse, or what effected the apocalypse in prior times. And so they're wary of technology, but they're equally, like, magic is equally dangerous. Magic is corrupting and seductive and dangerous to use. So I love it. Great. Oh, I mean, there. Yeah, Mobius. That is probably also part of it. Rifts. Rifts was the first like TTRPG system that I really learned. I had a group in high school. We played Rifts on a weekly basis. My character was a shape-shifting anthropomorphic tree. B-Right UK, thank you so much for resubscribing at Tier 1 for 13 months. Be right back with that bloody joke again. Yes, but it is so good to have you here. I got distracted talking about TTRPGs, which, you know, that happens. Someday you want to continue playing your wandering Mountie Wolfen came to the ruins of Old She-Town on the trail of his father's killers. So I have the Rift's Core. Oh, Puddleglum, thank you so much for gifting a Tier 1 sub to Geekouts. Welcome to the Rogues Gallery, Geekouts, or welcome back. I can't remember, but whatever. Thank you so much for the gifted subs. We are apparently attracting a train. So I have the core book for Rifts. I have the conversion book. I have like all the like standard books, but then I have the world books, starting with World Book 1 and going through like World Book 29 or something. Because I bought so many of the Rifts books. I loved Rifts as a setting. It is very problematic. Key Squared, thank you for the 100 bits. A train has entered the gallery and is being attacked. Oh my gosh, Lord Portico, thank you so much for giving 5 Tier 1 subs. Look at the hype. So many emotes. Welcome to the Rogues Gallery, Lemon Twist and Cosmos 781 and Ojima Awatig. I wish I knew how to say it. It doesn't help me also that it's cut in half on this notification. But and Phoenix 4 and oh my god, Raining Rue, Jelly Likes Jules, and the screen is covered in emotes. Raining Rue, thank you so much for gifting 5 Tier 1 subs. What is going on? Snorpabus and Growing Toward the Sun, Vio Alice, Shiny Marigold, and Glagroon, thank you. Enjoy your subscription to the Rogues Gallery and welcome your UK 500 bits. You've been enjoying watching train YouTube videos as it happens. Sad for it. Oh, right, UK, thank you so much for the bits. How are we? What is going? We're at a level 4 hype train. 48% of level 4. This is wow. You appreciate that the train status bar briefly froze at 69%. Nice. Oh my gosh, people, thank you so much. That is completely unexpected and very much appreciated. And what? Wait. Another 5 gift subs? Be Right UK? We've actually hit, I had a sub goal that I set just randomly to see, and we've actually hit the sub goal. Be Right UK, thank you for the 5 gift subs, and welcome to the Rogues Gallery, or welcome back, Leon Doodles, and the Jess Beast, and Librarian Liz, and True Light 8, and Detective Zen. Enjoy the sub-only emotes, which exist. There are sub-only emotes. I honestly don't remember which ones are follower emotes and which ones are sub-emotes anymore, but there are some fun emotes in there, and hopefully you enjoy them. We've had some wonderful emotes made by Meaning of Night and Redenon and me, and I used to have a credits command. Do we have a credits command? Not train related. I know the snow must be about to start here because you're seeing people coming home from buying multiple jugs of milk and bread and toilet paper, except that there was no toilet paper at our grocery store this week at all. Yes, people stock up on milk for some reason during storms. That is a thing that happens. Despite that the storm will most likely knock out the power and the fridge won't work. I still have... Nope, that is not how you write that. You have to banish the train. Oh no, what are you gonna do? I just don't... My brain is not reminding me of who all of the artists were that have helped me so far. Helped because I went and, oh my god, Portico, 1,000! 1,000? You sent me 1,000 bits. This train is just getting sneak attacked from side to side to side. And why? What? It's just Sunday. I don't understand. It's so fun. Thank you all so much. I have to drink water. It made its charisma saving throw. It is a very charismatic train. This doesn't happen to me. This is unusual and very much appreciated. You're at UK. As if this chat could ever go off the rails. Thank you for the 500 bits. You know, I had a goal, and he squared another 100 bits of snowstorm bits. I love, this is my favorite one. This is the like melting snowman narwhal. I love the snowman narwhal. Why? It's a I'm just saying words now. Words. There are words. 69 bits. We are at 99% of a level 1 hype train, and I don't understand. Of a level 5 hype train, and I don't understand. And what is going on? Puddleglum! Oh, be right, UK, another 69 bits. That is a full level 5 hype train, and what? You all came out of nowhere and sneak attacked me with that, and so I'm gonna throw a bunch of emotes at you, if the button works. Let's see if the button works. And I'm just gonna do it multiple times, and we're just gonna have so many emotes. For everybody who just got a gift sub, these are some of the emotes that you now have access to. It means a lot. We are at 4,949 bits for the month out of the 5,000 bits goal that I had set for this month. So that is amazing. 49 of 5,000. And we're at 34 of 30 subs that I had set. So that is utterly amazing, and I appreciate you all so very much. You continue to come back and hang out with me while I play these games, and it is thoroughly appreciated. I enjoy having all of you here, and just here for coffee, in right at the wire on that hype train for 100 bits, 100 Corgos, chasing after the remnants of that train and throwing us over the top of the bits goal. Thank you so much. I have collected all of the level 5 emotes, apparently, so I don't know if I get out of this. I've gotten lost. Ooh, what is that one? I like the great job. Is that like a gingerbread man? I hope that you all got some wonderful emotes that you enjoy. Hey, look, sub goal met, 34 of 30. I have 34 freaking subs on this channel. That is not a thing I ever expected to happen. Okay, apparently I just have to hit enter. The window it was in, I couldn't get the X to close out of the emote thing. How do you add points to everyone in chat? Just don't specify a name. Just say, do the add points command and put an amount, and it will give it to everybody who's here. Or possibly to everybody. But everybody deserves points because we had a wonderful time. Add points 1,000! Lord Portico usage, edit points, username, or all. Apparently it says that you need to say all. So add points all, 1,000. Successfully added 1,000 pun points to 14 users. Thank you, Lord Portico. All right. So we have clearly been playing Mass Effect Legendary Edition, Mass Effect 2, since the beginning of stream, and we should probably tech support points. We should probably actually display it on screen so that you all can see the conversation with the thawing Krogan. I mean, it does take time to pull somebody out of cryogenic stasis, and if I remember correctly, the thing we were going to do 2 weeks ago was go and talk to this Krogan that we had recovered, and we have yet to actually get there because we've been sidetracked by main quest. Unexpected main quest, but main quest nonetheless. The past week has had a lot of unexpected stuff. Dang loading screens. In fact, in the Forbidden Lands game that I play on Wednesday, my character discovered an unexpected sister. My character is 450 years old and has not been home for 100 years. And on approaching his parents' house with the rest of the company in tow, we came across a sister he did not know exists, which just means that she's less than 100 years old. But, yeah, the microwave has beans set to defrost for a while now. I'm confused, but I hope that the microwave has been set to defrost for a while now. I read it as beans, and yeah, anyway. Unexpected main quest in the Unexpected main quest in the bagging area. Main quest. Unexpected main quest in the bagging area. Excellent. I am Puddleglum. I love it. Alright. I am actually going to switch us over. Let me first click resume in here so that it will bring up the game, so that when I switch over, you'll actually have a visual of the game. Because unlike Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 2 does not have a menu for me to get to that will be loaded in by the game capture. So, alright, I think we should capture the game once we get there. All are absolutely amazing, and I think that you know it. But if you don't know it, you're all absolutely amazing, and I'm so happy that you are here and hanging out with me, and I definitely am enjoying these games that I play with you all. So thank you for you're wonderful. All right, we are at this Krogan breeding pod. Did I activate it? Probably. Is this going to be a Krogan that we want to know? Or is this going to be like the big game hunter? Gotta take the Krogan out of the freezer.
The subject is stable, Shepard. Integration with onboard systems was seamless.
First question. Is there anything odd? That seems good.
What can you tell me about this guy? Anything unusual?
The subject is an exceptional example of the Krogan species, with fully formed primary, secondary, and tertiary organs where applicable. No defects of any kind, aside from the genetic markers of the genophage present in all Krogan. I cannot judge mental functioning.
So not just redundant systems like in Klingons, but tertiary redundancy? Is he dangerous? He's a Krogan.
Any idea how dangerous this guy is?
He is a Krogan. If you were asking whether he is actively hostile, I don't have the necessary data to answer. Kier's technology could impart data, not methods of thinking. The subject may know of his views, but would not necessarily share them.
That was an obvious answer. Is he dangerous? He's a Krogan. Of course he's dangerous. We need to update the psychology firmware for EDI. I'm not sure why, but okay. It's a joke. Okay, I didn't get it, but thank you for dropping a joke in the channel. I'm sorry I didn't get it. To detect mental states. Got it, okay. Is he hostile? Yes, that would have been a much better question than is he dangerous. He's a Krogan. is he aware? This one I actually care about. Does he know what's going on while he's in cryogenic stasis? Because if so, that's cruel.
Can he see anything in there? Does he know where he is?
Unlikely. Current neural patterns indicate minimal cognition. Barring ship-wide power loss, the nutrients in the tank could sustain him for over a year.
If you weren't aware, there are cut scenes from the original Star Wars trilogy that make it actually very, very much clear that when Han Solo was frozen in carbonite, he was aware the entire time. I mean, I assume he probably fell asleep at some point, but when you're frozen in carbonite, apparently you're conscious. Your brain is not, like, put to sleep. Like, you're frozen in carbonite, immobilized, full sensory deprivation, and you're conscious. That was cut out from the original trilogy. It was like a line or two from the original movies that was just cut. But just the implications of that and the number of characters throughout all of the franchise that we've seen who've been frozen in carbonite, that is cruel and unusual torture. Like, that's horrible and would leave you with some real mental scarring, like some serious PTSD from being forcibly put into extended sensory deprivation with no guarantee that you're ever going to get out of it. Like, me personally, other people like going for massages, and massages, just having another person touch me, just honestly makes me more tense. The idea of a massage is not calming at all. What I want to unwind and relax is I want to be able to go to a place like a massage parlor that has a sensory deprivation tank that I can sit in for an hour. That's what I want. But that is a controlled environment where I know how long it's going to be and I have chosen to be there. That's very different than being forcibly frozen in carbonite. So that's why I was really, really wanting to know if this Krogan was aware while in stasis. Thankfully, apparently not. But I think we're going to open the tank anyway, because what could go wrong? I want to inhabit a massage effect virtual reality. Indeed, I want the same calming benefits of a massage without anybody physically touching me. And the close, like, I've never gone and actually gotten a massage. And I've never been anywhere where I had access to a sensory deprivation tank. I have tried, like, one of those, like, massaging chair things at the mall. I didn't find it very helpful. The only other thing that I've done that was supposed to be calming that I really derived zero benefit from was when I first moved to Minneapolis. There was an oxygen bar at the Mall of America, and it was overpriced and really did not feel like something that I ever wanted to do again. We tried it because I was like, sure, we'll give it a try. I didn't see what all the hype was about. Yeah, claustrophobia would be an issue for a sensory deprivation team. Me, I want I find it very hard to relax and let go when there are lights, sound, and things like that. So they become distracting for me. Meditation is a very difficult thing for me because I get distracted by lights and sound and things like that, regardless of, my own thoughts. So the sensory deprivation tank, where I wouldn't have the lights and I wouldn't have sound per se. My understanding of a sensory deprivation tank is that you're floating in a neutral buoyancy liquid that is basically at a temperature where you're supposed to not really notice that it's there, but I imagine it probably makes still some watery noises. But I would like to try it someday. I don't know if it would work for me, but it's always been my imagination of what I would find calming and relaxing. The doctor ended up giving you Valium when you had to get an MRI Oh wow, MRIs are noisy. I've had 2 or 3 of them in my lifetime, and my gosh, they're expensive. Um, I had to do an MRI when we were trying to figure out what had happened to cause the tear in my tendon. Number of years back in college when I tore my tendon tap dancing, and eventually we identified a cyst in my ankle that caused the tendon to kind of move out of the groove that it's supposed to naturally sit in. Anyway, and it was like the friction of that moving across my ankle that caused the tendon to tear when I was doing tap dancing. But I just remember from the last MRI that I had, it was cold and loud, and I still fell asleep because it was at 7:30 in the morning. Yeah, that's just real loud. Okay, I'm gonna click on open the tank. It's
Stand by. I'm gonna open the tank and let him out.
Cerberus protocol is very clear regarding untested alien technology.
fuck off, Edie. I would do as I say.
I won't be second-guessed on my own ship by my own ship. Do it.
Very well, Shepard. The controls are online. The switch and consequences are yours.
I am not leaving a sentient being in cryogenic stasis indefinitely. We're letting him out. Only time in your life when you noticed you were thinking about nothing, and then you went right back to thinking about nothing without your brain racing. Awesome. '80s action hero Shepard can definitely handle one Krogan. I've ruined the Krogan spa day. Thank you for the hug.
Male. Before you die, I need a name.
I'm Commander Shepard, and I don't take threats lightly. I suggest you relax.
Not your name. Mine. I'm trained. I know things. But the tank, Okeer couldn't implant connection. His words are hollow. Warlord, Legacy, Grunt. Grunt was among the last. It has no meaning. It'll do. I am Grunt. If you are worthy of your command, prove your strength and try to destroy me.
He's like a new baby Krogan! His skin is so nice and fresh and unscarred. It's so weird. Big boy! Why Grunt, or you want to die? He wants me to try and destroy him. I should be fighting him, but I'm going to ask the question anyway.
You wouldn't prefer Okeer or Legacy?
It's short. Matches the training in my blood. The other words are big things I don't feel. Maybe they fit your mouth better. I feel nothing for Okeer's clan or his enemies. I'll do what I'm bred to do. Fight and determine the strongest. But his imprint has failed. Without a reason that's mine, one fight is as good as any other. Might as well start with you.
Okay, we have I release you, you owe me. I don't think that's going to work with a Krogan. Stand down or else. That's probably going to lead to some fighting. My command is your reason. We have not proven ourselves to him. Like, taking that approach, he's just going to fight us and probably kill us because he's a freaking Krogan. You feel nothing for Okeer? I think that's rather obvious at this point. I'm just gonna ask him to join us because join me! You're amazing! And I just think that you need to join the crew and get some scars for yourself.
I have a good ship and a strong crew. A strong clan. You'd make it stronger.
If you're weak and choose weak enemies, I'll have to kill you.
Our enemies are
Works
worthy.
for me.
No doubt about that.
We're fighting the deadliest things in the galaxy.
Acceptable. I'll fight for you.
I'm glad you saw reason.
Offer one hand, but arm the other. Wise Shepard. If I find a clan, If I find what I want, I will be honored to eventually pit them against you.
If I reach my goals, I'll be happy to come attack you someday. Well, we now have someone named Grunt.
Shepard,
Just checking in, making sure you're acclimatizing.
humans talk too much. Like the tank. Come back
We should
later.
use smaller words with Grunt, I think. Broken friend! Upgrades. Upgrades? Upgrades. First, we have to ask all the questions.
What are your thoughts about our mission?
I fight. Doesn't matter who for.
Okay.
Did Okir give you any imprints about the Collectors?
I see blurry ships, guesswork about strength. Nothing to help pick a weak spot and tear.
Jowly.
Okir spent all his time on old hatreds. Whatever he had, it was used up when he made me.
I love that he doesn't look exactly the same as every other Krogan. Like, most of the Krogan have a similar facial shape, and they've got scars, and we normally see them when they're old, which is strange because my understanding is the Krogan don't generally live to be old because they fight all the time. He looks young. He looks jowly. He's just different. And I love that he's different.
What do you think about the crew?
Good bunch if they stay out of my way. Dead bunch if they don't. Train them good if you want to take on Collectors. Some of these aliens are too smooth.
Smooth. Upgrades.
Anything in your tank imprints that can make use of the resources we found?
Might have something I could put together. Don't know how useful it will be.
And I think we've already got all of these. Ooh, biotic duration. Neural mask. Bioamp upgrades. Quad bonus plus 20% biotic power duration. Maintaining a single Mass Effect field requires continual concentration. By measuring and replicating neural system activity, this upgrade enables the user to maintain Mass Effect fields with less effort.
Shepard,
I mean,
Anything in your tank imprints that can make use of the resources we found?
going to look for more.
might have something I could put together. Don't know how useful it will be.
Because he's so cute. I don't want to retrain powers. Krogan shotgun. Advanced training, I'm not ready yet. I still need to do personal missions for people. Grunt gets a Claymore heavy shotgun. Armory scientists produced a single prototype for Grunt in violation of Council Space's weapon safety standards. The recoil on the Claymore is enough to break a human's arm. Fortunately, Grunt isn't human.
Shepard,
Anything in your tank imprints that can make use of the resources we found?
You lovely little
nothing else I can
upgrade.
think of. I'm no tech. Enjoy what you got.
Oh, apparently we got all
That's
of
all
them
for
from
now.
him.
Shepard,
We have a Krogan on the team! Awesome. Yeah, that he's in port cargo. Where to? That was the last stop after having visited everybody on the ship.
Commander, you've received a new message at your private terminal.
Really? We have encrypted transmission from Tim. Shepard, I see you awakened Okir's Krogan. A dangerous decision, but you've got free reign on this operation. If you're certain he'll be a useful member of the team, you've got my support. We need every weapon we can get in this battle. If this grunt proves unreliable and has to be put down, don't lose the body. He's based at least partially on collector technology and could offer useful genetic data. But again, you're in charge. Yeah. That's why you forced me to go and see Caden before I was ready. I should check. No, I think it's on this deck. Is it on this deck? is on this. I just have to, now that the Krogan is awake, I just have to see if Gordon is going to say anything about it.
Shepard, how can I help?
Any ideas on other
Apparently
ways to
not.
prepare for the collectors?
Sorry, have done what I can. Focusing on studying collector tech now.
I'll let you work.
We'll be here if you need me.
Well, in that... You look at the journal and see which side quest we're gonna do? These are main quests. Gordon might be your favorite character in the game. So far I know very little about him, other than that he was involved in creating the genophage? That requires the Citadel. We have not yet been to the Citadel in Mass Effect 2. N7, Han Kadar facility. Or rival. I was told last week, I think, everybody said I should wait on doing Arrival. So... This might be the only side quest available at the moment. Because the special ingredients one requires the Citadel, and I'm not going there until I have no option to go there. Okay. The Han Kadar facility on planet Capek seems to be the source of the VI virus that has infected mechs and mech parts all over the sector. Stopping the production line is key to ending the outbreak. Alright. Don't go unprepared. Remember that F5 is your quick save option. Save early, save often. Also, please ensure that all armor settings and weapon selections are in the upgraded and locked position before we light it up. Portico, thank you so much for creating that command for me. Because I always have to look up which button is the quick save button. Thank you so much. Alright, we need to go to Capek in the Haskins system in the Titan Nebula. Oh, but we're in a system that we've only explored 25% of. Because we didn't bring ourselves here. Well, that means I have to look at the planets in this system. You know, I just had a very weird craving. I guess it's not really a weird craving. I just had a craving for something that I will not be getting today because massive winter storm outside. But I just had a craving for sushi rice and pickled ginger. I don't know why. Lord Portico is truly the lord of the stream. Saying Lord of the Stream, my brain went to Lord of the Dance, which was the, like, spin-off of Riverdance, starring the very, very muscular, blonde dancer guy from Riverdance, who ended up doing his own special called Lord of the Dance, and that is where my brain went. If you all can get sushi for me, I suggest you do so. Sushi rice is amazing. It is a sweet vinegared rice. Sushi itself refers to the rice, not the fish. The fish is definitely a cultural part of sushi, but there's also many vegetarian sushis involving tofu or just vegetables. And it's really about a celebration of the rice by adding other ingredients to it. And it is delicious and amazing. And I grew to love sushi in Minneapolis, of all places. Anyway, we get fresher fish here, but less high quality sushi, because honestly, you can get high quality sushi in the central Midwest. Minneapolis, there were sushi places that flew fish in from the coasts every morning. It was somewhat expensive, but also totally possible to get high quality sushi fish. in or sashimi fish in Minneapolis. Sorry, I've distracted myself because I had a craving for sushi. Enter orbit. It's a big green marble. It's a pretty big green marble. Venture. A pressure cooker of a planet, Venture's thick nitrogen-based atmosphere is also the source of wealth for a small colonist industry. While Venture's high temperatures are brutal, the primordial soup is not as acidic as on other hothouse planets, and xenon can be readily collected and isolated from the lower troposphere by recovery bots. This xenon is then sold for use in ion drives and some electric lights. Venture's gravity is relatively low for a planet of its size, making the recovery more economical than would otherwise be expected. Orbital distance 0.7 AU, orbital period 0.6 Earth years, radius 10,659 kilometers, day length 26.1 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 21.76 Earth atmosphere, surface temperature 398 Celsius, and surface gravity 2.9 G. There was one particular fish market that would do things like that in Milwaukee. One place you'd go for fish fry would get their fish from there. So, yeah. Sorry, Leon Doodles. So I used to work in downtown Minneapolis. I worked in downtown Minneapolis for
Launching probe.
8 or 9 years. I can't remember exactly.
Probe away.
And there were multiple sushi restaurants like on the Skyway. If you're unfamiliar with Minneapolis, downtown Minneapolis has a Skyway system. It connects all of the buildings together because it is ridiculously cold there in the winter and ridiculously hot there in the summer. And so regardless of whether it is winter or summer, you don't want to walk outside to go from one building to the next building. So in most cases on the second level of the building, it's like a giant indoor mall. Where there are bridges that connect each of the like downtown skyscrapers together. Sometimes you'll have to go down to the first floor to cross from one building to the next. Sometimes there will be a connection up on the fourth floor. But generally, the second floor is connected all throughout downtown, and you can get anywhere downtown without ever going outside. And so there are lots of restaurants in the Skyway that people like work downtown. You just buy lunch at a restaurant in the Skyway. And so one of my favorite restaurants was My Burger, but that's beside the point. And then there was another burger place that the bestest turkey burgers with pineapple and teriyaki sauce on them. Oh, good. Anyway, apparently I'm talking about food today. The sushi on the Skyway was just like mediocre. It was no better than like grocery store sushi. But once food trucks started to show up in downtown, my favorite food truck was the Smack Shack, which is a lobster food truck where I could get some amazing lobster mac and cheese. But there was a sushi food truck that had sushi that was like 10 times the quality of any of the sushi you could get in the Skyway. It was just one of those things where it was like, I'm not sure about food or about sushi from a food truck. And then when I tried it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is the best sushi in downtown. Sorry, I'm making you hungry.
Probe launched.
You really have to get me some sushi vinegar? Oh, a hot pot. There used to be probe
away.
I don't know if you're all familiar with Noodles and Company. Noodles and Company is a chain restaurant, but we don't have them here. But when we were in Minnesota, there were Noodles and Companies nearby. And they used to have a Thai hot pot dish. It was one of their like temporary, we'll only have this for a certain period of time and then it disappears from the menu and we won't ever tell you if it's coming back or not items. I loved the Thai hot pot. It was so good. That and the truffle mac were my go-tos from Noodles and Company. And I was sad that we did not have Noodles and Company when. Then again, 123 Sushi, also in Minneapolis. I missed that as well. 123 Sushi was like, take the Chipotle concept, where you go in and you tell them how to build your burrito or your bowl or your salad or whatever out of the available ingredients, but apply it to sushi instead. They had actual sushi chefs. Get sushi, you could get ramen, and it was that a la carte, like, come in, and you had a menu of options, and you tell them, this is what I want. They build it for you. 123 Sushi was amazing. There is actually a place here that does that with poke. We have a place that kind of takes that Chipotle style, where you go in and you build the thing and then pay for it and eat it. And we have a place here that applies that concept to poke bowls. And so that, it's good, but it's not as good as 123 was. All right, Prospect. Prospect is a hydrogen-nitrogen gas giant with 13 known moons, most of which seem to have dense, heavy metal deposits on first scan, starting a resource rush by the colonists from nearby Horizon. In a tragic turn of events, a galactic uranium surplus drove half the mining firms out of business, and the surfaces of some moons are littered with the bodies of executives who committed suicide by airlock. Today's mining corporations have reached a much more palatable equilibrium and hold more diversified and sustainable portfolios. Prospect is within the frost line of its solar system, where ice giants do not normally form. For this reason, it is believed to have been an extrasolar capture. Orbital distance 1.2 AU, orbital period 1.3 Earth years, radius 45,277 kilometers, day length 18.1 Earth hours. Your biggest complaint of the city where you currently live is that there's not a Trader Joe's close by. Nearest one's a 2-hour drive. Also, no good place to get gyros, which also makes you sad. So we do have a gyro place here. We do not have a Trader Joe's. I will definitely hydrate, stretch, and do a posture check. So, Mobius, sometimes I wish that I had access to the food places that we have. My favorite of the types of places so far is that Chipotle-style restaurant. I have encountered it with, I've encountered it with, so honestly, I think it started with stuff like Subway, and then Chipotle just improved upon like the Subway type model. But so subs, Mexican food, sushi, I've seen it with ramen specifically, Japanese style ramen. I've seen an Indian, a place that did Indian food that way. When I was in DC, I don't remember what that place was called. I've seen it, a number of different styles of cuisine, and it seems to work for just about any of them, and is quite good. I don't actually need to scan this place because the resources in it are poor. I don't think we did ever actually read about Horizon. We just ended up on Horizon. Hi, Millie Glitch! How are you today? Welcome into Mass Effect and Food. Because I had a random craving for sushi, and we've been talking about food ever since. Horizon. A temperate world that has hit the sweet spot for carbon-based life, Horizon has a nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere maintained by abundant indigenous photosynthetic plants and bacteria. While the native plants are not very palatable to humans, the soil conditions are such that a handful of introduced Earth species have flourished, and the colonists must take strict care to prevent ecological disasters. Genetically engineered Terminator seeds that grow nutritious but sterile crops to minimize outbreaks are the rule rather than the exception. Animals on Horizon appear to be exploding in diversity, similar to Earth's Cambrian period. Large flying insect analogs take advantage of the thicker-than-Earth atmosphere and low gravity to grow enormous. Microbial life has proven relatively benign. A series of vaccinations for the most virulent strains of soil-borne diseases is all that is required for a visit. Population 654,390. Colony founded 2168. Capital, Discovery. Orbital distance 2.1 AU. Orbital period 3 Earth years. Radius 5,402 kilometers. Day length 37.8 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure 1.68 Earth atmospheres. Surface temperature 13 Celsius. Surface gravity 0.7 G. Fun fact, you can basically choose your own noodle dish your way through the Noodles & Company. Many of the substitutions are not particularly hard to get into the system or make. The first thing I ever had at Noodles & Company was Japanese pan noodles, and it was amazing. I had Japanese pan noodles with some shrimp. It was the first thing I ever had. It was wonderful. But then when I discovered the truffle mac and cheese, which was another of those like limited time items that went away eventually, I was so mad when it went away. I had that basically every time after I discovered it, because my gosh, truffle mac and cheese is so good. But then after the truffle mac went away, they had the Thai hot pot, and the Thai hot pot was also delicious. And so I used to get the Thai hot pot all the time. And then the Thai hot pot went away, so I went back to the Japanese pan noodles, and then I moved to a place that doesn't have a Noodles & Company. You came in on the tail end of a comment about something that works well for various cuisines. Oh, I was talking about the like Chipotle style restaurant where you go up and go down the line and have them build your personal dish as you progress. Ooh, Korean barbecue place like that would be amazing. Watchman. Who watches this planet? Perched on the outer edge of Iera's small solar system, Watchman is a mid-sized rock and ice planet that has picked up a dozen moon-sized objects. Its nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere is too thin to support life. With solid ice covering its calcium-heavy rocky core, footprints of the first surveying teams to come to the planet can still be seen on its practically airless surface. The planet, devoid of valuable resources, has seen few investors since. Orbital distance 4.1 AU, orbital period 8.3 Earth years, radius 5,728 kilometers, day length 28.6 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure trace, surface temperature minus 116 Celsius, surface gravity 0.8 G. Alan Moore watches it. Moderate resources on Watchmen. Oh, I finally saw Eternals. If you have... You may have seen me tweeting about it when I was actually watching it. But it finally came to Disney+, so I've finally seen it. Or I should say, I finally heard it. Because, my god, what the fuck is up with everybody making movies and television that are so fucking dark you can't see what the fuck is going on the screen? I was like, did we set the TV darker for some reason? Like, what is going on? And I checked the actual, like, TV settings, and no, they were actually set to make things brighter than standard. And I couldn't see anything that was going on in the movie because it was so dark. Like, I get that natural lighting would make it look like this. But what's the point of doing any lighting if you don't provide enough visibility so that your audience can see what's going on? What's the point of even filming a movie if you can't see what's going on? Just record it as a freaking audiobook. It can't do scanning on horizon. And the thing is, most of the scenes in Eternals are really bright scenes. They are like sunny days and things like that. But the way it's lit, the way the scene is constructed, the sun is off in the distance behind the action that's going on. So everything is backlit and everybody's in shadow from the side that you're viewing them, and you can't see anything. Why? Why would you make that choice? It's horrible. I love the Marvel movies. The story in this movie, I'm not going to give away the story. The story was good. I enjoyed the story. I was trying to enjoy the movie, but I don't know that I ever want to watch it again because it was so badly lit I couldn't see anything. Batman Begins syndrome? I've forgotten where I'm supposed to go now. Shadow Sea? No. Is it the Titan Nebula? Yeah, I was really upset by it because I was excited for the movie and it was distracting. Oh, the scenes are gorgeous. They are gorgeous. You just can't see the people. Like, you can see the environment around them because it's lit up and bright. But the lighting is all backlighting for the people. And so all of the scenes, everybody's face is in shadow because there's a sun off in the distance behind them. So it was really, really, really frustrating for me. Because I was enjoying the movie, but that was taking away from the experience for me. And it just pisses me off because they don't have to do that. We know it's fiction. If you provide us with lighting that lets us see the character, we can still understand and interpret that a scene is dark. Like, if you're in a cave and somebody's holding a torch, but you light it so we can see the people, that's better than lighting it as though it was lit by the torch. You can still light it and give flickering effects and things like that to make it appear that the torchlight is the source of light, and still give us enough light to see the characters by. Like, that's possible, and that's good movie lighting. That respects the viewer and allows it respects them by acknowledging the fact that they're able to suspend disbelief enough to understand that you're lighting for effectiveness, not for absolute reality. And yeah. There's been pushback from the widely varying volume some directors use, so I guess it's the new hot idea to make us pay better attention. It was ridiculous. I might as well just have listened to a recording of the movie because I couldn't see a damn thing. Plus, at the same time, while I was doing that, like, it may be better than I experienced it because I was on medication that was causing visual difficulty for me. Like, this past Wednesday when I did my archive stream, I literally couldn't see anything. I was in there, I had the lights shining in my eyes, and I was having the scintillation in my left field of vision that you normally get with a migraine, which was extra triggered by the lights. So every time I would glance up at the camera to talk to the camera and then look back down at what I was trying to, like, read from the archival stuff, I just had this flashing field of vision left side. I could only see, like, the right side of my vision, and it was just really difficult. And that was just the side effects of the medication that I was on. But so when I watched Eternals, I was still dealing with some of that. So that may have affected it, but it just really pissed me off. You remember seeing Batman Begins when it was in theaters. You saw the movie around midday in the summer, so your friend and you came out of the theater from watching a super dark movie into bright summer afternoon. You thought I was going to talk about dark as in themes. Nope. I love dark themes to an extent. I'm not a huge fan of all of the anti-heroes that showed up, like when Dexter started or stuff like that. Suddenly everything was an anti-hero, and I'm like, no, I'm not here for it. If I don't care about the main character, if I actively dislike the main character, I'm not going to stick with your series or your movie. There has to be some redeeming quality to them, and if you don't show it to me in the first half hour, then I'm out. I can go watch something else. I will happily watch the world destroyed by an apocalyptic natural disaster and watch the people try and survive through it. I love disaster movies. They are my absolute favorite. But if you're going to give me a serial killer as the protagonist, you really need to work hard to make me care about that character, or I'm not going to stick.
Anomaly detected.
Capek. Backed in the fierce heat of a white sun, Capek is a rocky, waterless world wrapped in a haze of hydrogen and ethane. Sulfur and iron give yellowish and black tinges to much of the planet's surface. No registered settlements appear in the records, though there are clearly metallic anomalies that indicate roofed structures. Orbital distance 4.4 AU, orbital period 7.1 Earth year. Radius 5,899 kilometers. Day length 18.7 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure 90.95 Earth atmospheres. 95 Earth atmospheres, oh my god. Surface temperature 65 Celsius and surface gravity 0.8 G. Alright, so I have to make sure I retain one probe. So,
Launching probe.
I think we're gonna have to leave this system and come back. Because rich. And it has EZO. And there's nowhere to buy probes in this system.
The experimental mechanics facility is under quarantine. For your safety, do not dock with or land in the vicinity of the facility without the proper protocols and authorizations in place. Be warned, the experimental mechanics facility is under quarantine.
Launching probe. I have found something.
Anomaly detected. Surface scan detects mech production facility matching the registration parameters of Han Kadar Corporation. Facility reports emergency lockdown at this location. Personnel scans report no living beings detected. Hazard scans show a large number of virus-infected mechs quarantined within the facility. Deactivation of the primary production line controls should disrupt the creation of additional infected mechs. I think we land! This seems like a good time to bring our new friend, Grunt. Bring with Grunt. Oh, we're totally landing without any sort of protection. We've got Grunt. I have to bring Grunt and Solus. Wait. Cycle appearance? What? Okay, we're going with this one. The Mako isn't protection? Grunt is the protection. Disco! We'll have to... Yep, we have to do this for Grunt. Ooh, he's already got level 4 concussive shot? Am I reading that wrong? No, I am reading that wrong. Okay. Purchase. We're going full in on Krogan Berserker. Ability evolution. Krogan Purebred or Krogan Warlord. Grunt's mastery of his blood rage increases his already fantastic regeneration rate, letting him survive wounds that would kill other Krogan. Health plus 50%, weapon damage plus 15%, health regeneration 55 points per second. Or, Grunt can go berserk without losing his lethal focus, increasing his weapon damage. Health plus 50%, weapon damage plus 25%, health regeneration 40 points per second. Health, weapon damage, and regeneration. 50, 15, 55. 50, 25, 40. So do I want more weapon damage or more health regeneration? That is the difference. I'm going pure blood, I think. Get concussive shot, incendiary ammo. Can't do fortification until after his personal quest, I'm guessing? Alright, we've leveled him. Gordon, I don't have anything for you. Good with the guns that we have, I think. Semi-automatic hybrid weapon with an assault rifle's low heat protection and sniper rifle's punch. This is the gun that Morden had. And I like to have different guns for That's the one that we just researched. Go with it. And the hard decision, do I use the collector particle beam or the black hole gun? Particle beam was really good against collectors. But the black hole gun is tried and true and our favorite. I'm taking the black hole gun. Black hole gun, won't you come? Kill the enemy. Black hole gun. Alright, shut down factory. Okay, time to take out some mechs. And I don't mean for dinner. Anything funny. They start us with their guns out, which makes me expect bad guys right away.
Enemies inbound.
Mechs incoming.
And there they are.
No shield.
Kill the dog mech! I don't like the dog mech.
Here.
It's too close to reality. You've all seen the armed dog mechs, right? That police departments are using, and I don't like it. I don't like it. Also, I'm afraid of dogs, so dog mech's scary. This one's open. We'll go in here first. Med kit. Ooh. Outgoing message log. Attention. MX7552-4A. OPU recall notice. Attention all personnel. Why did we let Boston Dynamics do all this? Our new circuit board supplier has issued an immediate recall on the MX7552-4A obedience processor, which has been found to cause systematic breakdown of associated components. We have begun the search for a new supplier. In the meantime, discontinue use of the MX7552-4A until further notice. Dr. Rochelle, Director, on Kadar Experimental Mechanics. Yeah, I mean, the Dogbot itself was a neat idea, but once they started selling them to military and police forces, they became less attractive of an idea for me. Just like blockchain itself was a pretty cool and interesting thing until they started using it to make money out of thin air for people that are already rich, and started generating massive amounts of heat and gobbling up the world's electricity, and ultimately leading to massive environmental damage in order to make all of that money for people who were already rich. NFTs are awful. Fuck NFTs. Gianna, just FYI, we lost contact with the MSV of Corsica. After you expressed concern, I checked the logs, and indeed, the mechs and parts they picked up contained the recalled OPUs. We know the Corsica was headed for Jerahi Station in the Strabo system, but we can't seem to contact them. I hope they're all okay. But I think we've done all we can at this point. Press. Attention. Emergency situation in progress. Dr. Tillerason. I'm getting reports of mechs coming off our production lines and assaulting workers. Some of them seem to be self-destructing at random. Even units not initially installed with the faulty OPU are showing signs of viral infection. We're looking at a potential facility-wide catastrophe here. We are containing this as best we can, but we can't keep this suppressed much longer. When Dr. Rochelle learns about this, heads will roll. Mine will not be one of them. Chief Saunders, Purity. We don't need the obedience chip. Archivists and tech lawyers agree NFTs aren't capitalism, and capitalism is garbage. So, like, I literally wrote a paper about implications of blockchain for archives, including ways that it could be responsibly used in order to build trust with communities who were concerned with depositing their materials with the archives, or things along those lines. And when I wrote that paper, that all made sense. But now, zero of that makes sense. And I have no support for blockchain at all. At this point, we should shut it all down. Announcement. Facility lockdown. Dr. Tolerason, Dr. Rochelle has ordered a complete lockdown. You are hereby ordered to seal the production line across corridor. You are hereby ordered to seal the production line access corridor from the rest of the facility. I realize that doing this will seal me and any workers who remain inside with the malfunctioning mechs. This does not affect your orders. It has been an honor to work with you. Chief Saunders, Security. Was that you, Grunt? Did you just shoot that window out? Alright, let's shoot some things that probably run on NFTs.
Seems deserted. Wonder if anyone's still here.
Dr. Tolerason, located. Transcript log, security report, Officer Keith Gamble, security. Chief, I've located the Asari Dr. Tolerason in the production line access corridor. We've set up a barricade and disabled access to the rest of the corridor. Officer Gamble. Proceeding to objective. Chief, I secured Dr. Tolerason and I'm heading into the warehouse to access the production line control room. I'll update you once I'm in. Gamble. Warehouse breached. Chief, I'm in the warehouse. Seems pretty empty. Sir? Seems pretty empty, sir. I can see the control room just above the storage area. I might need a few minutes, but I'm pretty sure I can get that main production line shut down. Gamble. What do you want to bet? It's still spitting out robots. There's gonna be so many robots here, isn't there?
They've seen us.
Dogs! Get the dogs away from me!
Stop firing at me, idiot!
Grunt, just literally just call me an idiot.
Killed that one.
Just the thing to help.
It's a Loki mech. Is it deceptive and manipulative? Does it use magic? Ouch.
On the ground, now!
Not my favorite gun right now. Could really use a refill on ammunition so that I can use my favorite gun. Well, my go-to gun, let's say. My favorite gun is definitely the black hole gun.
Systems
Got no shield.
hostile forces have engaged.
Ah! I'm gonna die! The virus makes the mechs mine Bitcoin. Kill them with fire! Apparently, if you have Norton antivirus installed, it has your computer mine Bitcoin. For Ethereum or one of them. One of their recent updates updated Norton antivirus so that without you knowing, it installed a subsystem that has your computer start mining cryptocurrency in the background. And once it's installed, it is apparently not possible to uninstall that protocol.
Yeah, right on your ass.
And they did it without notifying you. It was part of the update, and there was no notification and no option to not install it. So from now on, it is now known as Norton Virus. It is no longer Norton Antivirus. It is now Norton Virus.
Enjoy.
I mean, I haven't used them in a long time because it was clear they cared more about making money than about preventing viruses on your computer. But, geez,
I'll put them down. One more. Worthless.
I mean, why would they care about consumer protection laws? They know they can get away with it. At most, they'll get a minor slap on the wrist. Which would be, like, they might get fined a couple $100,000, but for a multi-billion-dollar company, they don't care about that.
Alert.
Sweet, sweet Dogecoin. No.
I'll put them down. Worthless.
I love me some hand cannon. Yeah, the fines are meaningless because the fines are so small that they're just factored into the cost of doing a thing. If the fines were actually meaningful and destroyed the company, they wouldn't do the things anymore. But they're not willing to let a company fail for doing bad things. They'll just let them continue to do bad things, and they're like, well, we can't destroy this company just because they deserve to die.
Forces have engaged.
At some point, I'm gonna get to turn this off and they'll stop producing new mechs. ran out of hand cannon. I wanted the ammunition. You admit to some optimism?
Excuse me.
I hope so. I unfortunately now live in the hellscape of a Republican run state, so...
Enemies in front.
Combat systems engaged. Rerouting power.
Who's the Joker that's throwing paintballs? Yeah. I mean, I was thoroughly surprised the first time that Virginia voted Democrat. Growing up, I never expected that it would be a thing I would ever see. So... the fact that I'm so upset that it was Republican at this point.
Hostiles!
I saw that thing back up above. I assume we're gonna have to fight it. Wait, there's... Are those... I don't know. Are those the same mechs that we're fighting? They look bigger. Ooh, refined Ezo. Thank you, I will take. Well, we made it through there. It's the frost ammo that does the paintball effect. Well, I should save early and save often. More refined Ezo. Must go down. Rogan's gaming rule number 1. If you can't have cold damage, have cold damage. Indeed, you are accurate in that. Cold damage is the best damage. Unless you're fighting bad guys with cold damage, in which case you need heat damage instead. You can have... Oh. I read it wrong, but it still worked perfectly. I read it, if you can't have cold damage, have cold damage. What you wrote was, if you can have cold damage, have cold damage. I think it works both ways. Alright, we're text coding it. Start with that one, and then that one, and then... that one. Also, if you can have frying pan damage, have frying pan. Are they gonna blow up? What's going on? Oh yeah! Nice! Workers unite! Destroy the means of production! Mission summary. Shut down the Han Kadara Experimental Mechanics Facility production line on KPEC. Deactivated all infected mechs. Gained 125 experience, 3750 in funding, and 500 EZO. Alright. We have scanning that needs to happen in this system. APEC still has resources, and they have EZO. So I need to go somewhere where I can buy stuffs. In Nebula. I can buy stuff here in Omega. It was like that when I got there! Yes, fuel depot. And we'll buy some fuel. But I'm mainly here for the probes. We are the alien species. We have to do probing. Our ship has a proboscis. Start the scanner! Rich resources on a planet that's got EZO. We had to come back.
Probe away.
I think I might just be hungry.
Probe launched.
Because I just had another, like, ooh, this would be really good right now.
Probe away.
I might just be hungry.
Launching probe.
Going to, have a chocolate.
Launching probe. Probe launched.
Had to get all of the EZO off of this planet.
Launching probe.
So, how is the weather where everybody else is? Portico, were there any major effects from the tsunamis out in your neck of the woods? I didn't notice any, like,
Probe launched.
major tweets about tsunamis this morning. And I don't know where everybody else is located, so I don't know how many people are getting a major winter storm right now. And I honestly have no idea what the weather is like in Europe.
Probe launched.
Cold AF. Yeah. We're not too bad here. We're supposed to be like mid-20s today. Fahrenheit, that is. Our thing is we're getting lots of... Oh.
Probe away.
Some interesting pictures of slight overflows into parking lots, etc., but by and large uneventful. That's good. I had seen estimates that it was only going to be like 2 feet. The like actual tsunami wave was going to only be about 2 feet, but that it was going to hit at high tide, which would cause problems. Chilly a bit, but not too bad. 6 Celsius in London, which is... Thank you, Mobius, for translating it. I have tried multiple times. Sounds like it's sleeting outside. I can hear it on the window. Well, my window screen is fully covered in frozen water, so can't even see through this window right now. But, I've tried multiple times to like switch my phone over to Celsius instead of Fahrenheit, or other means of me trying to like understand numerical association of Celsius with actual weather conditions, and it has never worked. I have never been able to think in Celsius units. No matter what I do, it just doesn't. My brain, that is one adjustment it's never been able to make. I think partly because everyone else around me is using Fahrenheit. If other people around me were using Celsius, then maybe I would be able to make the adjustment eventually over time. but because I was the only one trying to do it. It's like trying to learn a new language when you don't have anybody else that's trying to learn it with you, and you don't know anybody that speaks the language. It's a lot harder. Current weather at Starfleet Academy, 56 Fahrenheit, 13. Alright, Doinal. New. Jack. Subject 0. Talk to Jack on the sublevel beneath the Normandy engineering deck. Current weather, upper Midwest, 20, -7. Yeah, that's pretty normal. Oh, yeah, I should save. Thank you, Mobius. So these two side quests we're not doing right now. Oh, no! Did I not... I thought I had... One second. Okay. To be in Moobot. We might be getting rid of Moobot. We'll see. But I thought I had... I may have not done it correctly. Regulars. That's what I'm... Not in the list of regulars? You are now in the list of regulars and should be able to post links without having to ask permission. It's so Moobot has a thing where you can add a list of regulars and you can give extra permissions to the regulars that other people don't have, and one of the permissions I have set up for regulars is that you can post links without having to ask. And I think I may have just missed your name when I was populating the list with regulars. So hopefully going forward, you will not run into that problem. Right, we are not going to the Citadel yet. I have to pick which main quest is the most side questy. Because now we have side quests that we're not prepared to do yet. The Master Thief, Kasumi Goto. Master of Stealth and Infiltration, skilled hacker, and information specialist, operates completely off the grid, no criminal record. Kasumi Goto is not the most famous thief in the galaxy. She's the best. Trained in the arts of stealth and infiltration, she has acquired artifacts and information from all over the galaxy and yet maintains a complete clean criminal record. She's awaiting rendezvous with Shepard on the Citadel. We're not getting her yet. Weird. That one, no. Jacob. 10 years ago, Jacob's father disappeared along with the Hugo Gernsbach, privately held frigate on which he served as first officer. So this would be a companion quest. Companion quest. Companion quest. No, this is Thane Krios, quick kill biotic specialist, expert sniper. Thane Krios is a Drell trained from childhood as an elite assassin, proficient in both long-range sniping skills and close infiltration. Slowed its activity years, but is rumored to have a target on Ilium. Ustakar, Ilium. Holly. Haystrom. No criminal record, except for this record, which says Kasumi is a criminal. Yeah. Mubot is probably now mining Bitcoin and... Yep. No! Well, we were looking at moving to mix it up anyway. I just have to actually take the time to sit down and pay attention to just actually, like, look at Mix It Up Bot and see what it can do. This one's on the ship. I should do this one next. Let's go talk to Jack.
Commander, you've received a new message at your private terminal.
Let's check our mail. An important request from Mr. Ganak Echal, Esquire. Dear Sir or Madam, having consulted with my colleagues at the Citadel, I have the privilege to request for your assistance to transfer a large quantity of Prothean technology uncovered at Elos. Believing these materials to be a hazardous danger, they were locked in quarantine, even though the tests revealed that the fears were groundless. The quarantine remains in effect until one can pay for a permit to request a reclassification from the Cultural Ministry. Knowing of your interest in Prothean technology, I would be happy to deliver most of it into your hands, keeping less than half for myself. As a Batarian, I cannot engage in Council official activities, but if you transfer the 20,000 credits required to me, this exchange could be made in your name, enabling us both to profits from this happy accident. Please reply urgently with your credit transfer account information. Best regards, Ganak et al. It is cute that they put these in here. It's distressingly sad that these still exist in this far future. This one is well done with almost perfect grammar, but subtle mistakes and misspellings, which I love. Nicely done. It'll do, game. It'll do. Go to the engineering deck. We're gonna go talk to Jack. Also, we'll go and talk to Jack. We're going to take just like 5 minutes so that I can get a bio break. So I'm just gonna step away, enjoy the ambient noise, and I will be back very, very shortly. All right, I am back. Thank you for letting me take a quick break there. We should go and talk to Jack. I hope everybody was able to get a beverage and some food. I am so very sorry, Mobius, that you were not able to do so, because everyone knows that when they hat on you, you cannot move. All right. Was I? Oh, yeah, I clicked. I don't know. Whatever. It is definitely sleeping where I presently am. So far, power's still good. We may get through this yet, knock on wood. All right, Jack, what you got?
I got thoughts like little bugs crawling in and out of my head. I can't stop them.
That's generally a bad thing.
You know I have a history with Cerberus. You know how far back it goes?
I'm aware. I also don't like
I'll
Cerberus.
listen to anything you have to say, Jack.
Your pal, the elusive man? Never seen him before, but Cerberus raised me. First thing I remember is my cell door in a Cerberus base. They did experiments, drugged me, tortured me. Whatever chance I had to be normal, they stole it by trying to turn me into some super biotic. The doctors. The other
Content
kids,
warning, but I don't know for what.
every one of them hated me. They let me suffer.
But it sounds like there's going to be some mental, physical, and emotional trauma description in this next segment. So just throwing that out there, because I have not played this before, so I don't actually know like the details. But
What did they hope to gain by torturing a little girl?
It was something about pain breaking down mental barriers and how it might clear the way for a more biotic power. I'm sure there was a payoff due at some point, but I wasn't gonna see it. I was wired up in a cell.
and you enjoy what you became.
They tortured you just to see if they could make a strong biotic? That's it?
Wasn't in a position to ask, Shepard. All I know is a little girl crying in a cell, begging for the pain to stop.
How did you get out of there?
There was some kind of emergency, and I made a break for it. The other kids came out of their cells and attacked me. So did the guards. I just killed everything in my way and ran. Guess my biotics had developed faster than they thought. I managed to get a shuttle off the ground. Drifted until a freighter picked me up. The crew used me, then sold me. That's my uplifting escape story.
Yeah, whenever we're about to do something that could use a trigger or a content warning, if you're aware, if you're paying enough attention and you have played before and you know what's coming, I definitely will appreciate it if you want to shout that out there. 1 second. Can you all see and hear me? I've got some bitrate issues. Hi, Tony! Got a little... It says unstable. Seconds of instability. You can see and hear me? Okay. Mostly lurking and doing chores, but... Well, thank you, Tony, for showing up and saying hello. Yeah, it's... I don't know exactly what's going on, but, it's the typical... It's doing, the issue that we've had with my ISP. Not muted. Okay. It's doing what we've had in the past, where we know there's a problem on the line that comes to my apartment somewhere, and the internet service provider has been out and determined that it's not in my building and not in my apartment and not at the local junction, it's somewhere else, and they've never tracked it down. So I get feedback on the line occasionally. And it wouldn't be such a big problem if they would give me a faster upload speed, but they only offer one, which is barely adequate for streaming in the first place. So hopefully it levels itself out. It could have something to do with the weather. I don't know. But we will continue, and I will continue to monitor and pay attention so that I know when it is happening. So that hopefully it doesn't cause super problems. Yeah, Millie, it's been an issue since the first day I started streaming. Eventually we'll move, and it won't be an issue anymore. But until I can afford to move, yeah, the weather's probably not helping. Managed to get a shuttle off the ground, drifted until a freighter picked me up. The crew used me, then sold me. Oh dear. Surely there's no lack of competition issue. Well, I'm just waiting. I've got Shenandoah Telecom. They're the only provider. Technically, they have competition because satellite is available in the area, but satellite's not competition for cable internet. But Comcast has been moving into the area, so if they ever get here, I might have an option. Not that Comcast is stupendous, but it would at least be competition, and I could see which one was going to be able to provide me with better service.
There were other children in the base?
I didn't know much about them. I was kept separate. They hated me just like everyone else there. When I broke out, I had to fight through them all. I showed them, but there's a loose end I need to deal with.
Years ago, a large section in the Northeast went out during an ice storm because there was significant damage to one of the main fiber optic lines in the area. Yeah, they're great until they break. Although, you tried gaming over satellite internet for a while. Yeah, no, it doesn't work. I mean, we've got a modern cable internet system here, so it's a lot of coaxial cable everywhere. The company that I get my service from is actively installing a fiber network in the next town over where they previously provided no service, rather than upgrading our service to fiber.
You're absolutely certain that Cerberus was running the facility?
I was a kid, but I wasn't dumb. I know how to listen. It was Cerberus. Don't care how far down the chain it was. They thought they were so clever. Turns out, mess with someone's head enough and you can turn a scared kid into an all-powerful bitch. Fucking idiots.
Jack feels like she belongs in the Bitch Planet comics. I need to get her like a non-compliant necklace or something. I am not saying Cerberus is different now. Cerberus is not different now.
I'm gonna talk to the elusive man, and he'd better have some answers.
He'll just deny everything. That's not what I'm after anyway. I found the coordinates in your files. I want to go to the Telton facility on Pragia where they tortured and drugged me. I want to go to the center of the place, my cell. I want to deploy a big fucking bomb, and I want to watch from orbit when it goes.
Sounds reasonable. Why now, though?
You've lived with this your whole life. Why do this now?
Like I said, I found the coordinates in your files. You can't expect me to just sit on information like that.
Attacking our allies is gonna derail our mission. Not a smart move.
The files say it was shut down after my escape. It's been abandoned for years. They going to care if I blow up a garbage dump?
Yeah, my dad had satellite internet for a while because there literally was no other way for him to get internet. But the FCC considers, or the FTC, Federal Trade Commission, considers satellite as competition for cable when determining if there's a monopoly.
I'll set a course for Pragia.
I owe you, Shepard.
Don't owe me. I think we're doing Jack's quest.
Did you hear that we are sharing our deck with a Krogan?
Well, ain't that peachy?
Fitzsimmons. No. The other way around. The FCC considers satellite competition. Okay, so the Federal Communications Commission considers satellite competition, even though it's not actually competition. But then, I thought it was the FTC that determined whether there was a monopoly, and has routinely been saying that companies are not monopolies lately. Pisses me off, especially when it comes to OCLC, as well as other things. OCLC in a library context. Oh shoot, I should actually look at the journal entry so I know where I'm going. Go to Pragia, in the DACA system, located in the Nubian Expanse. We're going to the Nubian Expanse! The FTC doesn't have much say since the internet falls under FCC jurisdiction. Oh, okay. Yeah, I get to blow up something and no one gets hurt? All for it. When there is a merger for an unregulated business, but communications companies are specifically not FTC. FCC and DOJ. It's dumb, is what it is. Because every time a local jurisdiction tries to set up a municipal internet system, the private companies that provide internet service try to step in and use regulators to block municipalities from setting up public competition against their private company. All right, we're going to the Nubian Expanse. I could rage about internet in this country for quite some time. Nubian Expanse. We got Holly, help Jack. Crap is dumb and makes you angry. Yeah, makes me angry too. DACA. We have to explore! You've rage lectured to law students about it for hours. It's not so much, like, my anger is less about the fact that there are monopolies, and more about the fact that we say there are not monopolies, and actively support listing monopolies while claiming there are no monopolies, and saying it's for the best for everybody. It's the hypocrisy of it that really pisses me off. Alright, this planet is Bannock. Bannock is a large, super-terrestrial hothouse with a crushing carbon dioxide atmosphere. A high average density of over 7 grams per cubic centimeter indicates that Bannock is a mineralogical treasure trove. If only there were some way to safely reach its seas of molten metal and loads of radioactives. The planet's mass is so great that trace amounts of helium and molecular hydrogen can be found in the atmosphere. Orbital distance 0.73 AU, orbital period 0.6 Earth years, radius 7,963 kilometers, day length 54.8 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 65.4 Earth atmosphere, surface temperature 599 Celsius, surface gravity 1.6 G. That'll itch. Throw a few probes at this planet, knock it down so it's poor.
Probe launched.
Arrgh. There we go.
Probe launched.
I'm very, very glad that I am not going to have to go out early morning tomorrow or like late night tonight and dig out my car. I can go out tomorrow afternoon and dig out my car when it is warmer and
Launching probe.
because tomorrow is a holiday at work,
Probe away.
which means it's a statewide holiday. Is it a national holiday? I don't actually know.
Launched.
I don't know if the U.S. mail delivers tomorrow or not. Tomorrow is Martin Luther King Jr. Day here in Virginia. So I do not have to work tomorrow. It is the last holiday we get until
Launching
May.
probe.
Our staff have so there are no unions, but the staff workers, it's a federal holiday. Okay. Staff workers in Virginia have one, like they are,
Probe launched.
I don't understand exactly why, but they are given one holiday day off
Launching probe.
per month. So every month staff get one day off as a holiday. Faculty do not. And so, yeah, from Martin Luther King Jr. Day until Memorial Day, we do not have another holiday. And then we go from Memorial Day to the 4th of July, and then from the 4th of July to Labor Day, and from Labor Day to Thanksgiving.
Probe away.
Well, their answer to the fact that we don't get holidays is you have vacation time, use it. Which is true, but also bullshit. Stock up on probes. Because they also require us to save enough vacation time for the week in December when the university is closed, and we are required to use vacation time because we cannot work because the university is closed. But they don't pay us for that time when we can't work unless we have vacation time. Millie, that's actually an improvement over how things used to be. They used to just furlough people and not pay them. So the negotiation around that, employees finally got the permission to use their vacation time so that they could get paid for that week. And rather than permission, though, it was mandated that you have to use your to get paid for that week. Alkanost. Alkanost is a standard ice giant with a methane ammonia atmosphere. It has an unusually strong magnetic field, which is occasionally useful when ships need to discharge their drives. Orbital distance 2.47 AU, orbital period 3.9 Earth years, radius 17,946 kilometers, day length 18.8 Earth hours. Yeah, it is extra level bullshit, and it is the benefits of being a state employee.
Probe launched.
Because ultimately it was the Commonwealth of Virginia Congress that had to make that decision.
Probe away.
Background planet probing music combined with watching the snow fall outside has a very Stardew Valley vibe.
Probe launched.
I could see that. Alkanost is a very pretty planet. Next one. We have Gamayun. Gamayun is a hydrogen-helium gas giant with 6 large icy moons. Outermost one, Eula, is of note for a well-preserved wreckage of an ancient starship that was recovered by a Turian military surveyor. Little information has been released to the public on the vessel, aside from a scholarly paper. I don't know why I'm tripping over that word. Little information has been released to the public on the vessel, aside from a scholarly paper regarding how the internal layout suggests a horizontally oriented race. Orbital distance 5.19 AU, orbital period 11.8 Earth years, radius 50,875 kilometers, day length 65.6 Earth hours. Yeah, having to earn sick days. We have sick time. Way more than I will ever need. Partly because most of the time, if I'm sick, I just take off work. And we don't bother reporting sick time. In that way. Because essentially, my boss is like, if you're sick and stay home, as long as you're checking your email, you can just count it as work. Which is the weirdest thing, but also whatever. Famous Protestants. Oh, gee, Protestant. Zirnitra. Whole, distant Zirnitra has an extremely low density and is thought to be mainly water ice around a small rocky core. It has little to recommend it. Orbital distance 7.78 AU, orbital period 21.8 Earth years, radius 2,683 kilometers, day length 44.9 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure trace, surface temperature minus 158 Celsius, surface gravity 0.16 G. This planet feels like one of the planets that they encountered in, I want to say, either the very end of season 1 of Vast, but actually I think it was season 2 of Vast, when they went to the ice planet. And they were finding Dylan Duvall's character's backstory stuff. That's what this planet reminds me.
Probe launched.
And I'm sorry if you never got to see Vast. Vast was exclusive to Alpha, and so there's no guarantee that it will ever show up anywhere else. But I have heard very recently that We're Alive Frontier Season 2 made its way over to YouTube completely unannounced. So, and that used to be, or I think that was an Alpha exclusive and never broadcast on Twitch. So
probe away.
Somebody over there with access has been doing things. I also saw mentioned earlier that somebody with access to the Geek and Center YouTube channel has been going in and adding chapter to the existing videos. So somebody's doing some work over there. We have no idea what it means, but it's great. Every little bit that they bring to the YouTube so that we can watch it is wondrous. And I'm very happy that stuff is showing up. The very idea that illness is some sort of divine punishment and that work is a preventative health measure is bananas. Except the bananas are good.
Launching probe.
I'm going to just translate, when you said it was bananas, I'm just going to translate that to refried beans, because I don't like refried beans. One more big spike and this planet will be done, and I can move on to the next one. Like, honestly, you shouldn't want me at work if I'm sick anyway.
Probe launched.
You have me come to work when I'm sick, you're more likely to get sick. If you let me stay home until I'm better, my productivity will be better in the long run, and I won't get other workers sick who will also have to take time off of work, thereby reducing their productivity. Wait, what did I miss? I missed something in this system. Bananas are good. Very hard to get right now because there's an ice storm. Yes, we have no banana. Oh, it's Pragia, the one where we're supposed to go. But I can't go there until we go to the Kurtasi and the Kalabsha system. Germ theory. This shit is refried beans. Doesn't scan as well. Refried beans. Sorry, the last time I ate refried beans, it was because my my ex-sister-in-law's nephew had been suddenly claiming to not like foods that he previously loved. And the family was trying to get him at least try things. And refried beans were put on my plate, and we were all expected to the food on our plate to know that it was okay. And to get him to try them. And I ate a portion of refried beans, and oh my god, it was horrible. Sorry, they are disgusting. I don't like beans generally. Beans don't agree with me physically, and I don't enjoy eating them. I don't like the taste or the texture. Refried beans are the worst. So, yeah. Hi, Orangitis, how are you? You came in right when I was ranting about not liking beans. I'm gonna return to actually reading the entries on the planets. Also, Orangitis, how are you today? I hope that you are staying safe and warm and dry and all of those things. I don't know where you're physically located, but I'm in the middle of lots of snow and sleet happening right now, and there were tsunamis on the west coast yesterday, and so I'm hoping that you're comfortable and safe. I really don't like beans, Orangitis. It's glad to know there are other people like me. That said, I also don't like oranges. I apologize for that. Nothing against you personally. At some point in my life, even it's gotten to the point where the smell of somebody peeling an orange makes me feel physically ill. Streamer shouts at beans for 5 minutes. Very mild out in Tucson. Well, you're not far from two of my members of my regular D&D group moved out to Arizona. I think they're in Tucson. One of them is at the University of Arizona getting her doctorate in library science. You can't actually eat oranges because of the diet you're on. Oh, jeez. Hey, you are perfectly valid in eating your clementine, Keith Squared. Just don't let me smell it. Alright, I'm gonna read appropriately. This planet is called Yam. Since we've been talking about food all stream. With over 90% of its surface covered in oceans, Yam is a habitable nitrogen-oxygen world, but its extremes can be quite hostile to sapient life. The heat from its extremely long days reaches dangerous levels, ranging from 24 Celsius at night to 53 in the afternoon in the temperate zones. Hurricanes run unchecked across the oceans, with winds reaching up to 250 kilometers per hour. While there are some arthropod-like animals, the predominant forms of life are various kinds of toxic algae blooms that stretch hundreds of kilometers across. However, other biohydrocarbon algae blooms are suitable for use as biofuel, and farming the green gold forms the backbone of Yam's economy. Colony founded 2170 CE, population 488,504, capital New Karnak. Orbital distance 2 AU, orbital period 2.8 Earth years, radius 6,501 kilometers, day length 69.6 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 1.8 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature 34 Celsius in the temperate zone, surface gravity 1.1 G. Damn.
Probe away.
He squared. Oh my gosh, that deserves points. It's so obvious, but also so good.
Probe away.
Oh my. I think the only response key squared is,
Probe
oh
launched.
my. Izo! That was truly a speak attack.
Probe launched. Probe launched.
Come on. I saw that Ezo spike. Where is it?
Probe away.
I try to do these as fast as possible. They are not fast.
Probe away.
I think if I was to go back and look at all of the
Probe
Mass
away.
Effect streams since I started Mass Effect 2, the vast majority of the time has been probing planets.
Launching probe.
You are free to do so, Portico. What do you
Launching
want
probe.
it to say? I don't... Oh, I mean, it would be
Probe
there would be a better response. The joy of probing. Oh, jeez.
Launching probe.
Eventually, at one point, we launched 69 probes.
Probe launched.
A little more natural language? Okay.
Probe
Other
launched.
than renaming them pun points, I had not really done much with that. I literally threw together all of the stream elements stuff in like a day. And have not gone back to it since. So it's not perfect, but it will improve eventually. One more planet here in the Kalabsha system. Kilbasa system. Tefnut. Which is definitely an Egyptian reference, right? Tefnut. I feel like that has something to do with Egyptian mythology, but I can't place it exactly. A hydrogen-helium gas giant, Tefnut is home to a helium-3 collection and the nearest refueling facility to the Nubian Expanse's mass relay. As such, it is a major gateway to the Verge and Terminus systems and has become famous for its hospitality industry. Tefnut's motto is known throughout the galaxy. Like home, only better. Visitors here can stay at expansive resort stations, watch locally produced entertainment, buy mind-affecting substances not welcome in civil space, and rent companionship. Resources are shipped in from Yam at substantial discounts, allowing the small space stations to have surprising luxuries, such as edible arthropods and large amounts of fresh water. Population 33,810, spread across 5 stations. Orbital distance 4.1 AU, orbital period 8.3 Earth years, radius 57,010 kilometers, day length 8.8 Earth hours. Tefnut is a deity of moisture, moist air, dew, and rain in ancient Egyptian religion. She's the sister and consort of the air god Shu and the mother of Geb and Nut. Thank you, Mobius. I knew I recognized it as Egyptian, but I couldn't place it. So thank you. Alright, I need more probes before we go over to Kertasi. And this being the Nubian Expanse, it makes sense there would be some sort of Egyptian references. Egypt conquered Nubia and enslaved its people.
We have used half our fuel.
Okay, look at this system. That is one giant star. It's like a big golf ball in space. It's so big. This is like kid who's making an orrery for a science project using the little foam balls, and they took a beach ball to make the sun, and then everything else was like the small little foam balls. This is just ginormous. Looks like we have one planet here. Noressa. Noressa. Noressa is an unremarkable methane ammonia ice giant with a small family of icy moons. It is likely that the Kurtasi system had additional worlds earlier in its history, but these have been swallowed by the aging giant star. Kurtasi is an elderly, metal-poor population 2 star, broadly similar to Arcturus. Orbital distance 6.17 AU. Orbital period 2.4 Earth years. Radius 42,214 kilometers. Day length 19.2 Earth hours. Moderate resources. It's a very pretty beach ball. Yeah. Oh my god, beach balls are the worst. That is a non sequitur, but I used to work at a toy store. When I was in high school, I worked at a toy store. Everybody hated working with plush. I didn't mind working with stuffed animals, so I ended up getting to do it. And then later I ended up spent 3 Christmases working at the customer service desk.
Probe away.
Which, I mean, the worst thing that ever happened at our customer service desk was that we would get prank calls of people calling asking for sex toys because we were a toy store. And my response every time, they were unhappy. When somebody would call and ask for sex toys at Toys R Us, I would refer them over to Octopus Garden, which was the nearby hookah and sex toys shop that was just down the road from us. And I would say, oh, I think you might have called the wrong store. I think you're looking for Octopus Gardens over in Woodridge. And then I would hang up. They were never quite happy with that response. I don't know why. I told them where they could find their sex toy. But so I used to work with the plush, but plush were not the issue. It was Magic the Gathering cards, and baseball cards, both of them. Impossible to keep organized. They just always looked horrible. They were a mess. It was just, that was the worst. And it was also our biggest shrinkage area. Shrinkage being the loss that occurs when people steal things from the store. But beach balls. The pre-inflated balls were just the worst. The hardest things to keep organized and safe. We got in trouble if the store looked messy, and the balls were just everywhere all the time. So many balls. In your face all the time. Pragia. The jungle planet Pragia is overrun by choking hypergrowth caused by industrially mutated plant species. This, combined with its relative isolation and lack of population, has made Pragia an occasional base of operations for drug runners, weapons smugglers, pirates, mercenaries, terrorists, and intelligence agents seeking secrecy. Sustained habitation on Pragia is extremely difficult, where mutant and even poisonous plant life can overgrow colonies in days instead of years. Orbital distance 1.3 AU, orbital period 1.5 Earth years, radius 5,137 kilometers. Day length 29.6 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 0.84 Earth atmosphere, surface temperature 54 Celsius, surface gravity 0.87 G. We shall land on Pragia. Thank you. They are telling me that I must bring Jack. Yeah. Why is that Yeah. Jack and Morton. Confirm squad selection. You have many, many points. I have never taken you out. Purchase. 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 Ability evolution. Primal Adept. Jack can push her biotic abilities to the limit, greatly reducing the recharge time of their power. Or, Jack focuses their ruthless energy into combat, heightening their weapon damage. Okay, health 20, weapon damage or 25, power recharge time 25 or 18. We're going Primal Adept. Clipped what? What were you trying to clip? I don't know what happened. Sorry. The balls all over your face thing? Perpetual challenge of figuring out if there are any game settings where Jack gets to wear practical clothing. Indeed. We'll shockwave, pull, and about shockwave. So many balls in your face. Yeah. Okay, we should look at the Jack's weapon. Geth plasma shotgun. Eviscerator or katana. Plasma shotgun's fine. Artifact's hand cannon, the best gun in the game. Yeah, sure, you can eat that. Why is she wearing the nothing in the picture? Like, that is not the outfit I picked for Jack.
I forgot how much I hate this place. See the landing pad? Has to be on the roof, or the vegetation would overgrow it in a few hours.
Shepard, I am picking up thermal signatures everywhere, except at your landing zone.
Something's distorting the sensors.
Of course, thermal shielding, standard for Cerberus facilities.
Yeah, they build their equipment to last. Assholes. It was a mistake coming back here, Shepard.
Every time we're in a shuttle like this, I keep waiting for the side to rip off of us and us to go falling out of it, which is the opening of Andromeda. We're going in.
When we start a mission, we finish it.
Yeah, okay. Let's get on the ground.
She was getting nervous and wanting to back out. Well, this one's gonna be a wet one. My hair's gonna be all shiny and glossy. I just have to look around a little bit before we go down the stairs. Oh. Thank you, Portico. I never did save. I should do an actual save.
Let's just get in there and plant the bomb in myself. I want to watch this place burn.
Listen to the sound of this rain. It is so pretty. I want this sound all the time in my life. Well, maybe not. I don't really want to live on Ferenginar, but it is a nice sound.
I never saw this room. I think they brought new kids in these containers. They were messed up and starving, but alive. Usually.
Unbelievable.
Let us hack this terminal. Wait. That one. Wait. That one. White. White, orange, blue. That one. Also, content warning. Because this is a Jack quest, this sequence may contain depictions/discussions of childhood abuse, trauma, abduction, and similar themes. Thank you very much, Lord Portico, because I literally have no idea what's coming on any of this. because I've never played it before, I've never seen it before, so thank you for providing those warnings for people who may need to step away.
The elusive man requested operation logs again. He's getting suspicious.
When we get results, he won't care what we did. But if he knew...
He won't find out. The elusive man requested...
Working outside program parameters, hiding information.
He didn't say what they were hiding from the elusive man. I remember escaping to this room, fighting him. I saw sunlight through the cracks in the ceiling. Only a half-dead guard between me and freedom. He was begging for his life.
So far, this quest is doing its job of making me like Jack more. Unlike our previous companion quest that we did that only made me hate the companion more. My initial reaction to Jack was not a positive. But so far, this quest is humanizing Jack a little. That. I had to stop and listen. I couldn't tell if it was just the music. Oh.
We've been spotted.
Killed that one. Next.
It sounded like there were giant footsteps. It was just the music. So, Varen, not too bad. Old Bloodstone.
This looks like an arena.
That's right. They used to stage fights here, pit me against other kids. I loved it. Only time I was ever out of my cell.
What were they studying?
Hell if I know. Maybe that's how they got their kicks. I never understood anything that happened here.
How often did they do this?
I was in a cell my whole life. Sometimes they took me out and made me fight. Filled me with drugs, other stuff. Time gets funny in a cell.
Time is a weird soup.
Did other children die in these fights?
I was a kid, filled with drugs. I got shocked when I hesitated. Narcotics flooded my veins when I attacked.
What the hell was wrong with those people?
I don't know. Doesn't matter now.
They actually rewarded you for attacking?
I still get warm feelings during a fight.
Let's keep moving.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. She makes a lot more sense. Whereas, the guy that we did the companion quest for before, who is like the stereotypical the stereotypical Northern European big game hunter in Africa, Zaid. His companion quest made me hate him more.
Security Officer Zimkel, Telton facility. The subjects are out of their cells. They're tearing the place up. Subject Zero is going to get loose. I need permission to terminate. I repeat, permission to terminate.
All subjects besides Zero are expendable. Keep Jack alive.
Understood. I'll begin the...
That's not right. I broke out when my guards disappeared. I started that riot.
Things might have happened that you didn't see.
The other kids attacked me. The guards attacked me. The automated systems attacked me. That doesn't leave lots of room for interpretation.
Oh, everybody's attacking you.
This place is supposed to be empty. Who the fuck shot that Baron? It's a fresh kill.
Stairwell. There's a door down here, too. We'll start with the mid-level door. Start a bypass. Ooh, Ezo! Ezo! Got some Ezo! Boy, what's all this then?
Do the trick.
No shield.
Ouch.
You like a toy.
I think you're all that. I'm gonna kill ya. Shots to the head.
I'll
Gonna do a double tap while you're flying through the air. You know, that type of stuff. There we go. Aw, so cute. You think you actually have a chance?
Why'd they need a morgue? This was a small facility.
Corpses of other subjects analyzed here. Many subjects.
Bullshit. I had the worst of it, and I made it out alive.
Don't know that. Oh. That one? Oh! Jeez. No! Wrong one! This is not how hacking is actually done in real life. But they pay me for it, so I will do it however they want.
So strange to be back here. I feel like I'm pissed off. I'm a dangerous bitch. But then I'm a little girl again. Shit. It's complicated. Let's just go.
Sounds like you're processing trauma.
They've seen us.
Clean hit.
Okay. Oh, we've got cells. And Baron. The Baron like me. Bunk beds. Toilet and sink. I'm checking all of this up. Because...
Kept children here. Unacceptable.
of things like this. 3,000 credits. Just because they were children and they had been here their entire lives doesn't mean they didn't have money. Actually, wow. Wow. This is... Jack's story is basically the backstory of the D&D character I played in the last campaign that I finished playing.
It's a two-way mirror? My cell is on the other side. I could see all the other kids out here. I screamed at them for hours, and they always ignored me.
Like, this was Colby's backstory. He was a magical research experiment.
I must have come through here when I broke out, but I don't remember it. This is a bad place.
He'd been tortured with people doing magical experimentation on him until he finally managed to break out and free himself. And then, like, his personal quest was going and tracking down the people who did it to him and killing them mercilessly.
Entry 1054, Telton Facility. The latest iteration of Pergnim went poorly. Subjects 1, 4, and 6 died. No biotic change among the survivors. We lowered core temperatures of surviving subjects, but no biotically beneficial reactions occurred. As a side effect, all subjects died. So we'll not try that on Zero. I hope our supply of biotic potential subjects holds up. We are going through them fast.
This is bullshit. They weren't experimenting on the other children for my safety.
You can't help what they did to others.
You don't get it, Shepard. I survived this place because I was tougher than the rest. That's who I am.
You move on, harder and tougher.
It's very weird to be playing a game and suddenly have a character, an NPC that you're dealing with who basically has the exact issues of your previous D&D character. Very strange feeling. Because I had never played this before, but I definitely had this as a character.
This is valuable.
Ooh. Icy, nice.
It's all fallen to pieces. The subjects are rampaging and Zero is loose. We're shutting Telton down. What a disaster. We'll infiltrate and piggyback onto the Alliance's Ascension program. Hopefully, that will give... Who what?
Thank you,
Zero,
Portico.
wait!
Shepard, they started up somewhere else.
Ascension is an Alliance program. It's a school for biotic kids. They don't torture children there.
A lot of this isn't the way I remember it.
We're a kid.
You couldn't have known.
Maybe. We're getting close to my cell, the place I came from. Let's keep going.
Alright.
Hey, Aresh. It's Kieran. Yeah, the intruders are here. You want them dead? We have to talk creds. You promised us lots of salvage, but this place is a waste. Fine, we'll put them down. Then I'm coming in there and we're gonna talk salvage.
What are you doing here?
First we're gonna kill you, then we'll see. Kill them on my own. I want them dead.
You know what time it is? Black hole gun, won't you come? Wipe away the pain. Black hole gun, won't you come? Won't you come? Won't you come? It's so fun! I love the black hole gun! They're not even like big enemies. I just wanted to use the gun once today. I love when they fly through the air. It's so much fun.
Should burn nicely.
Crush it. And I want it now.
This Jack almost yeeted the target in the path. Yeah.
Can't reach the target.
Only room left is my old cell. Whoever Aresh is, he's in there. I want to plant the bomb there anyway. Might as well do it on his corpse.
Might as well. I should actually pay attention to where I'm walking. I've just been running around picking stuff up and not paying any attention to where I am. Yes, bypass this container, please. Crap. Oopie doopie. Well, I didn't get all of the things from this level because I am bad at memory. It's okay, though. Someday I will play this game again and have another chance.
Come out. We know you're here.
Who are you?
My name is Aresh, and you're breaking into my home. I know you, Subject Zero. So many years have passed, and I thought I was the only survivor.
My name is Jack. How the hell do you know me?
We all knew your face, Jack. They inflicted horrors on us so their experiments wouldn't kill you. You were the question, and I'm still looking for the answer.
Looks like you're not the only one pulled back here, Jack.
I tried to forget this, but a place like this, it doesn't forget you. It follows you. I hired these mercs and came back almost a solar year ago. We're rebuilding it piece by piece. I'm gonna find out what they knew, how to unlock true biotic potential in humans. I'm restarting the Telton facility. It will be beautiful.
I wanted a hole in the ground. He's trying to justify what happened by using it?
You do the same thing to new kids? Wasn't this forced on you?
Some were bought from poor families on Earth or kidnapped from colonies. Most ended up here the way I did. Batarian pirates. They did such horrible things to us. They must have had good reasons.
Bad
There's
reasons.
no reason good enough. Are you nuts? You lived it.
This place was like a prison. How did you get out?
We all attacked at once as they were taking us to the lab. They would have put us down. But then Jack got loose. When I came to, it was over. The guards, the scientists, and the kids were all dead. And you were gone.
I stopped it. All of it. Maybe the others did have it bad, but what you're doing is just messed.
Everything
Yeah.
we went through
Yeah,
must have been worth something.
We can blow up the place, but that still leaves him. What do we do with another you?
That's easy.
Just leave me here. This is where I belong.
Fuck that.
Jack, he's trapped in his past. You need to move on from yours.
He wants to restart this place. He needs to die.
He's crazy, and he's never gonna restart this facility. You have to let it go. Your past doesn't have to control you.
Fuck! Get out of here. Go.
I love that response.
He's not worth
Instantly
chasing.
accepts it
None of
and
it
just curses because she knows I'm right. It was perfect.
You did the right thing, Jack.
Maybe.
This room was my whole childhood. Give me a minute to look around.
Go ahead.
Nothing's changed, but it's all different.
Even though it was horrible, this is where her childhood was. There's definitely some nostalgia.
I thought that room out there was the rest of the world. I'd pound and yell. Never did any good. Sometimes I dream that I'm back in this bed being tortured. I used to tie the sheets around my wrists and try to rip them off. I want to stop coming back here.
Books.
I used this table for everything. It was like my best friend. I'd crawl under it to cry. I was pathetic.
Scared child. Hey, you were. Seen everything there is just here.
See the scarring on the wall here? That's where I killed my first man. One of the guards tried to stop me. Instead, I stopped him. Okay, no more wallowing. Let's blow this place to hell.
Yes, traumatic backstory, Tony. That is the story of today. Torture facility, go boom! Leveled up. I did not get everything I could because I messed up on that one code. Facility on Pragia confirmed destroyed. Concerned that previous cleanup crew failed to destroy all records. Surviving facility scientists already dead, either from uprising or after facility shutdown. Jack should have no further emotional issues distracting her from the mission. Transforms absorbed biotic energy into heavier damage against health, armor, and biotic barrier. A new outfit unlocked for Jack. Is it better or worse than the ones we already have? Bioamp upgrade, credits, and... Because that's how trauma works. Yeah, exactly. We earned the achievement Catharsis.
Commander, Morden requests to see you.
That's new. No new messages, but we're supposed to go and talk to Morden Solus. Also, no weapon upgrades. Biotic damage, 3 of 5. Bioamp upgrade. Squad bonus plus 30% biotic damage. Standard firmware shipping with bioamps is designed to work with a variety of alien races and nervous systems. By hacking this firmware to relax its built-in safety protocols, don't do that with your devices, but more powerful Mass Effect fields can be generated. Each hack must be done carefully, tuned to the individual's nervous system, or there's risk of nervous system damage, sensation loss, or blindness. Why am I spending money on this therapist when I can just make explosions? I wonder what our advanced training is. I'm gonna do it. No. No. I already had that one. Why is there not a new one with Jack? I just wasted resources.
Shepard, important news. Know you're busy. Have to deal with the collectors. Planning attack. Too important to wait. Just receiving data. Still processing, analyzing likely scenarios. Not sure how to begin. Too much intel. You remember our talk? My work on genophage
I
modification?
do.
You stopped the Krogan adaptation to the genophage.
Part of a team. Scientists, all different types. Blood Pack mercenaries captured former team member. Malin, last seen on Tuchanka, might torture him, make an example. Recovering Malin would be a personal favor to me.
Do you think they found out your team updated the genophage?
Unclear. No way to determine until we get to Tuchanka.
We'll go to Tuchanka and see if we can find your team member.
Appreciate it. My assistant, my student, want to see him safe. Malin last seen outside Erdnot territory. Scouts might have seen Bloodpack. Talk to them or clan chief.
Not. I know that name. That's Rex's first. I can't remember. Is Erdnot Rex the one from Andromeda? Or was he the one in Mass Effect 1? Okay, Andromeda. Okay. Wait, Mass Effect 1? I don't remember. I knew it was a name I knew.
I needed to wipe that place off the map. You took me there to do it, and I owe you.
Don't owe me.
You don't know what it's like, Shepard, to have garbage like that following you. It marks you in ways you don't expect.
I've made a lot of hard choices, Jack. Like what to let go.
Hard to walk away from it. You'd think it would get easier now that the place is a crater. But what else do I know?
I never thought I'd see you show mercy, but you let a Resh live.
He was trapped in the past, reliving it every day. You showed how that could be me. I'm not getting stuck like that. I'm better than him, and I'm sure as hell not carrying that crater around with me.
Do you think you're different now?
I know that place is gone, but I still kind of want to kill every person I see. No offense.
Sorry.
I'll take what I can get with you, Jack.
You did a lot, Shepard. Shit. I'm not good at this soft stuff. Just... thanks, okay? Let's get back to work.
I wonder if now, if I went to do that research, I would be able to get the companion ability. But now I'm scared to try, because I spent resources to find out what was available from that menu item, and there was nothing new available. So it was a waste of resources. I don't like when they hide things like that. Like, oh, you can research this multiple times with the most rare resource in the game, and every time you do a companion quest, you should get a new option under here. But we're not going to let you know when that new option appears or what it is until you spend the money. I'm saving. Nope. Nothing new. But I shouldn't have to save and load to find out that there's no new option on there. That should be information that's readily available to me. And I don't understand why it's not. That seems stupid. Hold. I have 2 points. There's nothing I can buy for 2 points. I can upgrade the Inferno Grenade. I will not be doing. yeah, I have a new cosmetic outfit for the companion, but I don't have a way to turn it on at the moment that I'm aware of. The shipboard chronometer would like to remind you that it is 4:20 p.m. in your local temporal frame. Thank you, Lord Portico. We are actually over time by 20 minutes at the moment. I'm going to find the new entry here.
Freedom's
Pragia.
Choked by the hypergrowth
It
of
does.
non-native
Okay, I will
plant
check there,
species,
Geekouts.
Pragia serves as a galactic reminder about the imperative for careful regulation during colonization. 2 centuries ago, Batarian agribusiness chose uninhabited Pragia as their empire's breadbasket. Colonization authorities introduced non-native, industrially mutated plants that flourished in the world's fertile volcanic soil. Synergizing with Pragia's natural geothermal conditions and chemotropic microbes, the imported species soon became a nightmare. Mutant strains of poisonous and even carnivorous plants arose, overgrowing colonies in days instead of years, and causing the Batarians to abandon their holdings. Because the planet's small animal population is insufficient to check its plant growth, Alliance ecologists predict soil exhaustion in 400 years. Due to its relative isolation and lack of population, Pragia has become a regional haven for drug runners, weapons smugglers, pirates, mercenaries, terrorists, and intelligence agents seeking secrecy.
Oh, I think we already knew it wasn't the nicest of places. I do use the biotics, so yeah, getting the power would be good. Team status? Woo! No, this is the best appearance. Like, basically naked, slightly more clothing, actually wearing clothes. When dark. Trauma module? Squad member upgrade. How do I get? I don't know how that one works. I literally don't know when I should have that upgrade available to me. The one that is linked to having done her quest. And I'm frustrated by this. I went in and I spent the 5,000 EZO to switch. Like, the one for her is, but there's a thing where after you do their personal quest, there you get an upgrade that works for you. It's under prototypes. It's called Advanced Training. Costs 5,000 EZO. But when I spend money on if I spend the EZO on this, the only option under Advanced Training is Zaid's ability. Even though now I have completed her personal quest, I don't have an ability from her under Advanced Training. That's what I checked. I looked after I spoke to her. Try one more time. Yeah, Inferno Grenade is the only one here. Which is why I'm annoyed that, like, you have to spend the money to find out that there's no new option. Anyway, I will worry about that later. So next time we're either...
No messages for you, Commander.
Huh. I don't know, Geek Outs. I think... So next time we play, we'll probably go and grab Holly? And then maybe do Morden's quest and then, like, the stuff on Ilium? I don't think we've convinced Caden of our virtue yet. But I do hope he's watching. And knows just how much we care. Alright. In better news, your vegan chili is almost done. Oh, I hope that you enjoy the impossible meat. I have not tried it myself. But I've heard good good feedback on it. Wow, word. Once warp ammo is unlocked, Commander Shepard can learn it using the Tactical Master training upgrade at the research terminal. Tactical. At the research terminal. No idea. That's okay. I'm not gonna worry about it right now. I am gonna go ahead and bring us to an end. It is past time for me to be ending, and I think I know where we're gonna go. So, up raid. I will say today was amazing. You all are amazing. Thank you so much for all of the gifted subs. Thank you for the freaking level 5 hype train and all of the cheers. Wow, that moves really fast when there's lots of names on it. But yeah, thank you everybody. That was where I was thinking, Mobius. I don't presently follow them, but they just started like 8 minutes ago. So we're gonna head over to Disco Does D&D. So enjoy watching them get up to some D&D hijinks with the cast of Star Trek Discovery. But yes, thank you so much. Thank you, Was Not Worth It, for being a coffee subscriber. Thank you everybody who gifted subs. Thank you Be Right UK for renewing your subscription. There are too many. All the names are on the screen there. Thank you again for all of the bits, everybody. Level 5 hype train. I have not seen one of those on this channel in a long time, and I really appreciate it. I will be live again tomorrow night at 7 p.m. For 2 hours, where we will be continuing our playthrough of Evil Dead: A Fistful of Boomstick before we raid over to Q Times for the first episode in Seven Raven, the new short campaign from the Streampunks. So stop on by tomorrow at 7, and you will definitely not be late for the Q Times stream at 9 Eastern, which is 6 Pacific. I would love to have you stop by. And yeah, the schedule is below. I'll have basically a standard regular schedule this week, except that Mondays are going to be shorter while Seven Raven is going on. I'm going to go ahead and click on Start Raid, and we will be heading over to Disco Does D&D in just a moment. This week on Archival Adventures, I believe I'm looking at 2 just random collections that have something to do with botany. So that there are some letters, correspondence with Thomas Edison in there. So it's interesting. Sort of random, but why not? And then of course Saturday we'll continue with Ultima 5. Next Sunday we'll continue where we left off in Mass Effect. And yeah, I hope that I see you all again soon. Until then, get out there and do some shenanigans.